Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is the Benjinator, and you're watching Let's Play Xenogears, the greatest game of all time, in the most unfortunate dungeon of the game right now. So last time, we thought we had gotten the monster found and surrounded by going to the sewage treatment plant. As it turns out, he escaped, and so we did find a bell, which we're going to be using to lure out the monster, and unfortunately, I had to go back and get some new items, and armor for these guys, so we missed a little bit of dialogue, but basically what happened was they went by a slime and they said, oh, the slime is where the monster comes out. Let's go to a slime pit and use the bell there. So they got the idea that way. Let me just show you a little bit about, just a little further I got. So we're learning these new techniques. We're learning Houghton and Tenbu, and we're slowly getting there, but also I got some armor for Rico Banderas because he was just getting absolutely slaughtered earlier. And I also got a bunch of Mentasols and Zetasols, so we should be in good shape. So let's see if we can actually summon this monster, and let's duke it out. All right, cool. So perfect. Yeah, this is just one of the any place on the third floor where there is slime. I think there's two of them. You just want to find one of the two, and then you can summon the monster this way. So we're going to ring that bell. We're going to ring that bell, and unfortunately now we're pretty well armored, so we should be able to take this guy out. And thank you for reminding me, game, that I still have to get that treasure chest, although I think it's only like a Physiosol or something. Like, I don't believe it's actually anything super important. We've gotten most of the treasures that are actual, like, you know, accessories and non-permanent items. Woo! Okay, so here we go. Gonna be fighting one of the more difficult ground battles in this game, and this is against Redrum. And this is why we got the Physiosols, man! Because he's gonna use Confuse, and Confuse is not a fun thing to deal with, so Seitan Yuzuki, fortunately, has the quickest gauge here. So that means that we can just easily dispense with this. And even with the armor on, he still does a ton of damage. So that doesn't last long. And the best thing to do here, I should have used Iron Valor, is to use your buffs with Rico and Faye. And what you can actually do is that you want to have Seitan Yuzuki essentially be your white mage. He's going to be casting heal most of the time. There is going to be a part where this guy uses an auto death attack, which is oh so fun. And so that's why you're going to want to use the Zetasol. And so, yeah, he uses that attack, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it's not too bad. Really, the things that you have to watch out for are the Confuse attack. There's actually a poison attack in there too. Which I don't think that... I'm not sure if we got the items for correctly dealing with that, but... want to use Renki, so that way Seitan has an easier time healing. But the good thing is, in the meantime, because Seitan is so incredibly quick, you do get to sneak in an attack or two, which is pretty sweet. I used to actually charge up the combo meter for a long time, but then I found that that was not ultra useful. So, he's going to be blurping on people. But the good thing is that Confuse usually only lasts, like, a single round. So, and when... This is not one of those games where... there are some JRPGs out there where you see that... what is it? That Confuse can really fuck you up, because you'll deliver just these massive blows to your own teammates. This is fortunately not one of those games. Usually, when you're dealing with Confuse, as you just saw with Faye, you're typically only dealing with a single attack, and honestly, half the time, your characters block it. So this is a good time to use Sazimi on everybody. And look at that, 132. So you always want to have Seitan Yuzuki's thing sort of charged up in such a manner is that, like, you know, every time you get to use that sort of... You get to have Renki activate Renki, because you don't have to use your healing spell the next turn. You can save it up. So this gives Titanuzuki a chance to attack and to heal people if they're confused. It's good stuff. I mean, what I like about this battle is that it's one of the few ground battles in the game where you actually have to... It really kind of makes you work for it. Because most of the game's ground battles are just kind of... You can kind of just brute force your way through. Whereas this makes you work a little harder for it. So, I appreciate that. Alright, so we're gonna Vendettas him to death. Cool. And, yeah, sneak in another one here. And then, we should be able to get off, Suzumi or whatever with Titanuzuki, so... again, it's great that he is the fastest character here. I do kind of wish that... Well, I'm not gonna... Okay, I'm gonna try my best not to spoil anything here, but, Citan does not go barehanded the entire game. Later on, he actually, like Bart, gets to be a man who uses weaponry. And it's pretty great when it happens. And it's also just, it almost feels overpowered when you get to that point. So, it's something to keep in mind is that right now, you know, Citan, you know, he's a significant amount of levels behind. And he's only attacking barehandedly, and he doesn't have an attack buff the way that Faye and Rico do. Yeah, see, this is the murder attack. That kind of sucks. So this is why we have the Zeta Souls, folks. But anyway, so like right now he's somewhat underpowered at this point in the game, and that's because Faye has been like essentially taking the lion's share of EXP because he's had so many gear battles. But as he powers up, and especially once you get this weapon, Citan just becomes ridiculous. Like he's pretty much invincible, and you always want to have him in your party. So, I mean, Titanuzuki, scholar, compelling character, questionable motives, but he's also a great fighter too. So he's got it all. All right, so we're gonna. I think we got some Renki on. We're going to use that healing attack. And see, let's, we can risk it, I think. I'm gonna eat my words in just a second, watch him use murder. That just absolutely suck. Ugh. Okay, so he's gonna hit. Is this gonna be the poison attack? I believe it's gonna be the poison attack. Yeah. Alright, so that kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as Confused. So I think that his... I don't think that his attack power has actually gone down, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna Suzumi everybody, and we might as well just keep attacking with what we might as well just kind of keep up the. Oh, he's confused. Never mind. That's a double whammy. Wow. All right. Dizzy Soul. Okay. Does it? That's too bad that there's nothing that removes everything. But we'll have C10 at least take care of the confusion part, because that. I'm not sure how long these attack buffs last for. I'm hoping that it's not... Ooh. Oh, that's really sucks. That really sucks. I gotta bring him back. I mean, this isn't gonna kill us by any means. But, like, now we have to put the buff back on Faye, and it's kind of a pain in the... It's a pain in the butt. So yeah, let's Suzumi him, and all this time we're not getting damage in with Rico, which is unfortunate. So, oh crap! No! He's, oh, come on, guys. Yeah, that's not gonna do much. All right, so who do we bring back? Yeah, we got to bring back Rico, because he's spent enough time making this difficult for us. So the key to this battle really is attempting to get through this as quickly as possible. Because even though there's no time limit, I should have used Iron Valor. Shit. Even though there's not really like a time limit, even though there's not going to be some ultimate attack. It's still a pain because of these status conditions, and because he has the auto death thing. which is just oh so unpleasant. So, fortunately, that buff seems to still be on for Rico, which is great. So he's still doing like 300 damage, something like that. Crap. All right, we're gonna Ranky, there's we can. Meanwhile, Faye is gonna have to Iron Valor, because yeah, I only used it once. I mean, the good thing though is that we haven't had a situation where. What's nice about this battle is that he doesn't have an attack that hits everybody all at once. That would be the worst. He does have that, and that's his most like singularly damage attack that isn't murder, but still. All right, so now we're kind of back to where we were. I mean, they are losing a little bit of HP from poison, but it's not significant. This is not one of those games where poison really like just totally messes you up, because there's a lot of RPGs where poison, it almost feels like it's going to be like a third of your maximum HP every single time, and it's devastating. I think in Final Fantasy, I want to say Final Fantasy X, yeah, it's because I actually do have a recording of Final Fantasy X, the LP, with my friend Bryce. Oh, there we go. He's done. See, not that bad. But yeah, I had a recording with my friend Bryce. Doing Final Fantasy X, and poison really, really messes you up. Fusey! Yeah, Fusey, if I recall, is not super... there's going to be like a bunch of elemental resistance spells that are not really that useful. That was crap. It's all kinds of bullshit. Suspicious. So it's an ex-human. Infestation, eh? Send some trickery. Send some trickery. Yeah, so at least we found out who the culprit was. That's some good stuff. The murder mystery has ended. Are we gonna be able to get out of here alive? Alright, cool. So Rico is feeling a little pained. Well, you know, when you're fighting an undead sewer monster, you're gonna take some hits. What can I say? Sudan's like, such a shame that these guys is injured, and you know, maybe he'll just forfeit. Maybe he'll just drop out. You know, you'll be set scot-free, because whoever the runner-up is gonna be is gonna have no chance against the Weltall. What can I say? Okay. Oh, we got another scene. Oh, this is Citan's guy, the Emperor. Okay. Who has awakened twice, 3 times? What's going on? Elders, he. I have no idea what you're talking about. Interesting. They're talking about Faye. Talking about somebody else. Are they talking about Ramses? Are we talking about the crazy guy in the red gear that just decimated Bart's ship? Uh-oh. Citan, what are you doing? Just when we think that you might be redeeming yourself, you do all this shady shit. Oh boy. This is looking... What are they talking about? I see the the notorious IC in a JRPG. If you guys don't know, IC is typically used in JRPGs when you're encountering like a new NPC or whatever, a new group of characters, and they're asking, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" And instead of like you actually rehashing in dialogue and in monologue or in text your entire journey, you have just like a fade out, a fade in, and then the character says, "I see." They do that a lot in, what is it, Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, a game I'm going to be covering in the future. Oh. All this stuff that, again, a purge. Uh-oh. Oh, talking about what the spherical guys were talking about. They're trying to... Oh, shit. These guys... This Ramses and his crew. Oh no, that's Ellie! That's Ellie in the middle. Are they planning an attack? Oh man. I was hoping this wasn't gonna happen. I mean, I was hoping maybe they would outsource this to somebody else who wasn't Ellie. Because Ellie, I don't think, knows that Faye's there, but I have a sense. Oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. Oh, they're not gonna tell her. They're gonna... Your objective is genocide, Ellie. It's what you were bred to do. Oh. Oh, Ellie. Ellie's like, I want to know what the fuck we're gonna be doing. Because this sounds like bad shit. Oh, so the Hecht is like... I suspect that's some kind of bomber. That's the general in charge, the guy that outranks Ellie. I do like how they're like playing the boss music in slow-mo. I think that's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. It's a nice touch. Purge. Oh, that word. Oh, talk about Skyreich, man. Just like we can do whatever we want to these people. So I guess if he is saying that this is a purge, then she kind of knows what's happening. At least the other guys are like, yeah, this is also bullshit. Shut up! These guys. These sassy... Oh my god, these people are terrible. Just kick him in the balls, Ellie. He deserves it. He really deserves it. Are they starting to warm up to her? Oh, I would never trust a self-detonating bomb. Ever. In any circumstance would I trust a self-detonating bomb. Because I'd be afraid it would be exploding like the cargo, or the loading bay or whatever. The bomb bay, blowing up in the friggin' ship. Oh wow, that's a lot of firepower. I don't know. This seems like the type of empire that would drop them for fun. Probably on like a bus full of nuns or something. They'd drop it on Nissan just for shits and giggles. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, that's my girl, Ellie. She's just kind of like, yeah, this smells like shit. This is all terrible. Yeah. So basically, just a quick explanation of this, and this will come up again, is like there's a tiered system, and so like these guys that are under Ellie's direct command, they're kind of the lowest of the Solarians. So essentially they're being ordered to murder their own people. Like they're not really anyways biologically telepathically different from the upper elites. Yeah. Ellie's pretty important in the Skyreich. Yeah, it's Rank's just like, you're thinking like a human being, and that's weird. You have a conscience. I do like these discussions though. They're enlightening. Yeah, you really don't want to be living on Solaris and being a third-class citizen. It really sucks. It's better to be a lamb and be willfully or unwillfully ignorant of the Skyreich than to actually work in the Skyreich as a third-classer. You'll see that in the future, folks. Nothing can happen with self-detonating bombs. That sounds like a flawless endeavor. Yep. It can't be helped. I got feelings, I got a conscience. Doesn't matter, the rest of this friggin' organization is just sociopathic and awful. Perfect Skyreich. Do what you're told, don't question authority. Don't question your orders. Just take everybody out. Alright, cool, so we are now... Actually, let let me just see if there's anything else that we have to do before we close out this episode, because, like, this game is notorious for having, like, cutscenes en route to, like, basically on your way back to, like, wherever you started. So let me just see. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna watch another cutscene. It was only 2 seconds. Look, we had to watch the cutscene where my girlfriend is apparently having doubts about her orders, alright? Okay, Rico? I'm sorry if there's more important things going on in other parts of the world than, you know, what you did. Oh, they're burying the monster. That's kind of nice. I guess because it used to be human, that makes sense. Yep. And it's all over. Yay! Yay! You're pardoned, Faye. Nobody suspects you anymore. So now everybody gets to go back in the sewers and gets to get themselves eaten up by those, like, imp things. So, what this allows you to do... I didn't really show this, but if you try to leave D block and go to the battling arena before this sewer thing is over, Rico's like, hey, we gotta go take care of this, so now you get to reinitiate the, that whole thing. So, fun stuff. Rico's just like, think about yourself, Faye. I've been thinking about myself for the last 15 or 20 years. Now, Rico's a confused man. But he's pretty cool. I like him. Sweet. Alright, well, that whole affair is over now. Let's go get some rest. Whee! Alright. You. It's up to you. That's really the first time that's ever happened, though. Yeah, Faye's got empathy. Faye does have empathy, even though his opponent could easily be beaten with that wound. He's just like, "Aw, but is he sure he's gonna be okay?" Etiquette dictates a true fight. Well said, sir. Well said. Yay! That's right. So yeah, we still got a few more of those little things to deal with. All right, cool. So we beat the sewer monster. Turned out to be human, kind of creepy. But now Faye's not going to be harassed and accused of murders, and we get to continue fighting in the battling arena. How successful are we going to be? Find out in the next episode of Let's Play Xenogears as the Benjinator. And thank you guys for watching.